Hello everybody and welcome back. So today I was just feeling very sleepy. It's so rainy here. We have rain like every single day in the forecast. And so I just wanted to sleep and read, and I was thinking about what I wanted to film today. And I was like, okay, this is perfect. I've bought so many books recently. I'm in such a book mood, and I realized I haven't shared with you guys the recent witchy books I've got. So I thought I would go ahead and give you guys a little witchy book haul, some things I've bought. I haven't started reading many of them at all. I think there's only one that there's two that I've read a bit of. I haven't finished any, but I still think it's fun just to show you guys what I found and what I'm really excited to read. So let's go ahead and jump in. First off, if you're new here, welcome. It is so nice to meet you. My name is Luna, and I hope you have a super, super awesome time. I have a big pile. These are all the books I've got recently. So let's go ahead and jump in. I'm just gonna put them in front of me so that I can reference them. Okay, so the first book, I actually just bought this yesterday, and it is called The Witch's Book of Potions. And I got this at a Books A Million. I went in there and they had a huge witchy section, and I actually, one of the employees came and talked to me, and she was like, "Are you finding everything okay?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was wearing a pentacle, and I was like, okay. And that is not common, you guys, because I'm here in Kansas. So we ended up vibing and talking about witchy books for a very long time. I don't know her name or anything, but she was really cool. So shout out to her. But yeah, I saw this book, and I don't have a book specifically about potions, and I've been really wanting to try some edible potions and things like that. So that's just something I've been wanting to get into. So I got this. It looks really pretty, and I don't know, I'm just really excited to read it. I flipped through it today, and it looks really nice. They have potions and brews. They separate that. Potions you can drink or eat, and brews you cannot. This next book I also bought yesterday, and this is called Eastern Philosophy. Oh, sorry, did not tell you. This was by Michael Fiore, just so you know, sorry. This is called Eastern Philosophy, The Greatest Thinkers and Sages from Ancient to Modern Times by Kevin Burns. And this really was exciting to me because when I first started my spiritual awakening when I was 19 or 20, my first thing I got into was Buddhism, because my sister-in-law is very, very, I don't know if she identifies as a Buddhist or a pagan, but she had so many books on Buddhism, and I took one of these what is your religion test way back in the day. I talked about this on my podcast in my intro episode when I talked about how I found out I was a witch and stuff like that. But anyway, I took this what is my religion test, and I actually first, sorry, my window's open if it's so loud. The first thing I got was pagan. I was 90% pagan, and this is coming out of I was raised Catholic. And at this point, I think I was 18 when I took the test, and I was just very uneducated on world religions. So I think the top thing was pagan, the second thing was Wiccan, and the third thing was Buddhist. And of course, I didn't know anything, so I was like, I didn't worship the devil. I'm not a Satanist. Why would I be pagan? Because I was just dumb. Obviously, I do consider myself pagan now. But anyway, so that prompted me to research the third thing I got, which was Buddhism, because that seemed not like the devil. I've changed a lot, you guys. But yeah, so the first thing I got into in my spiritual awakening was Buddhism. Sister-in-law had a ton of books about Buddhism, the Dhammapada, all about Siddhartha, and so I got really, really into that. And I just wanted to come back to it and get into it a bit more. I really, really respect Eastern religions. Buddhism, Hinduism, I just really respect it, and it's not necessarily what I identify as. I'm very just open, fluid with my identity. But I still respect it, and I acknowledge that I do take a lot from traditional Buddhist and Hindu practices. I use chakra work, and so I think it's necessary for me to make sure that I'm doing constant research and learning as much as I can. But lots of different stuff, so I was very just more so intrigued. This is obviously not super witchy or anything, but I just think it's really fun to learn about other religions and things like that. So very excited to jump into that. This next one is by Oak, Ash, and Thorn, Modern Celtic Shamanism by DJ Conway. And I might have included this in a haul just a general witchy haul a couple months ago. I am a third of the way through it. This is really interesting because I'm quite Celtic. So I wanted to dive into more of my heritage and see, what kind of stuff was connected to that. So I found this at a half-price bookstore. It was like $5 probably, and it's used, and I love used books. And so far, it's pretty interesting. It's a lot different than what I usually am doing, because I'm a lot more of like, I don't know, like crystal witch, spell casting. I'm just a lot more of a witch than a shaman. And so looking at it from a shamanic, is that the right word? Shamanic, I don't know, I think so. Looking at it through that perspective has been really interesting, and I'm just really interested and excited to do some of the meditations and practices throughout this. So yeah, it's again kind of different. You guys see I've been doing different stuff, trying to dip my toes into other things, but this has been very interesting, and I'm really happy that I've learned so much about my own heritage and like the history of witches and healers throughout like Celtic history and stuff like that. So yeah, that was pretty fun too. Okay, this next book I got it off of Amazon. Sorry guys. I was very excited, okay? I am not a big Amazon person, but it's okay. This is Complete Reiki by Karen Fraser. And I really have been wanting to get into Reiki. There is a place nearby that does Reiki training that I'm really, really wanting to do. Haven't read this at all yet, really haven't touched it. You guys, this is like the background. I'm sitting on the floor right now because I'm very sleepy and just want to chill. Usually when I film, I'm in my chair and I'm here, and this section is like filled. This is the books that I'm wanting to read. So that's why that looks so thin, because it's been filled with these books. You've probably seen these in my past videos, but I don't know why I mentioned that. I guess to say I've had this for a while, probably like a month or so, and I still need to read it. So yeah. I mean, I'm really excited. I don't really know anything about Reiki. They have the chakras on the back, so I'm obviously assuming that it's going to go into that and just like your energy field, which I do have experience in, so it might not be hard. It might just kind of be building on what I already know, but I'm really, really, really excited to learn about Reiki, so that will be soon. So yeah. Okay, this next book is kind of fun, kind of exciting. This is Michael M. Hughes' Magic for the Resistance, Rituals and Spells for Change. And this is everything I love, you guys. I got this at my half-price bookstore. Again, I think it was like probably less than $10. It does retail for like $16. This is a whole book on using spells, rituals to help people and like to help movements and to combat against oppression and all the crazy shit that happens here in America. So, and elsewhere too, but I'm an American, so that's what I'm dealing with. It says, include spells for racial justice, women's rights, LGBTQ+ rights, anti-fascism, environmentalism, immigration, refugee support, and nonviolence. And I absolutely love this. And I'm not like the kind of person who's gonna do like curses or hexes or anything. I just personally don't really want to do that. I have nothing against anyone who does that. All the power to you. But I don't personally want to do that. So the idea of doing rituals rather than, you know, to harm a politician or a person who's causing violence, using my, you know, psychic abilities and my powers and my intention to help causes and help people and, you know, the movements, that's very appealing to me. So being able to like kind of use your witchery and your magic to help people in need just really appeals to me. So I'm very excited to read this. I feel like lots of us witches are probably pretty for social movements and whatnot, so yeah, that was a long tangent, but I'm very passionate about helping the world for the good. On a brighter note, this was sent to me from WitchyOne. They noticed that I don't know, I was talking about their box and how I hadn't got a book, and they were like, oh, we had a book in a couple boxes ago, not a couple boxes, maybe like a year or so ago, because it was before I subscribed. And they were like, do you have it? And I was like, no. And they're like, let's send it to you. So I was like, okay, I love you, WitchyOne. So they sent me this house magic book, you guys. I hope you can see it's not too bright. I'm all about this. I'm all about this. It says Transform Your Home with Witchcraft by Erica Feldman. And I have flipped through the pages a bit. Very, very pretty. Gorgeous like pictures, and I love the fonts, and just it's just good. It's good. It's good design, you guys. I am so excited to read this. I have, what is it? I don't know, I don't see it. House Witch. I have the House Witch. I don't know if you can see that. Same person who wrote The Green Witch. And I have read that, and it was when I first started, so some of it's not as clear in my head as it could be, but I have my eye see in Cancer, so you guys know I love a good home. You guys know I love a good home. I love my home life. It's my sanctuary. The entire house is my sacred space, so I need it all to be the vibe. So having this, oh my god, I'm so excited to read this. But yeah, so I'm excited about that book as well. I'm all about decor, all about it. This next book I got from another Half Price Books. If you guys have one, they rip, dude. They are so good. They are so nice. I love used books, but out here in the Midwest, it's so hard to find witchy books used because it's just not, there's not that many witches out here. This is called The Angel Therapy Handbook by Doreen Virtue. I don't remember what I paid for it, probably less than $10. First of all, pages are really cute. I like the border that she uses. And this is, again, not necessarily like a witchcraft book, but it is about, she goes through the clairs, working with them, being a light worker and stuff like that. So I think it's a pretty like, it's not, because at first I was like, man, this looks kind of Christian. And like, I'm not a Christian witch, so I was like, that's not what I need. But it seems like this is a pretty like broad, like anyone can kind of enjoy this if you're open to spirituality and whatnot. So haven't read it, but I am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to some of the, it seems like there's some shadow work stuff in there, some fun, you know, whatnot. But, you know, and it talks about the archangels, which I do work with archangels. And again, I just don't have a very, I don't know, I'm very eclectic. So I kind of just take what resonates and leave the rest. So hopefully this resonates with me. I'm hoping it's not, I'm hoping it's what I'm expecting. This next book is something I found at my local witchy store. I got this I got it new. Got this one new. This is called The Book of Blessings and Rituals by Athena Parakis. And I'm so in love with this book. This is so cool. Basically it goes through, I haven't read the whole thing because it is divided each month. So each month she gives you a blessing, an invocation. Let me see if it says. You get it kind of just goes with the flow. For example, for May, it'll say, you know, kind of like the spiritual tendencies of May, I guess. So it talks about May being a number 5 month, so obviously it's for prosperity and power. So I love that she brings in numerology, and then she gives you invocation, a Beltane blessing, projects, and there's just different things. I guess I hope that's making sense. But I was just really, really excited for this because I bought it and I actually didn't know what it was. It just looked really appealing to me. So for like May, it gives you a rundown about like, it's the month of prosperity and power and lots of like abundance. So it gives you an invocation for May 5th, and then it gives you a Beltane blessing. And it goes by each month. So I have just been following along. I think I got this in April, so April and May I've been using it, and I hope to continue using it. I really, really like it. It's really, really nice. I don't know, I just love this. I don't think it is $20, so it's a bit more expensive than, because I'm always buying used books, but it's really good. I really, really like this. I highly recommend this. It just gives you really simple, fun ideas of ways to lean into the power of whatever month you're in, working with the Sabbats, and I really just love it, honestly. Nothing feels, lots of times I struggle with if things feel way too formal or if I just don't feel connected to them. I'm a very like casual spellcaster, like I don't want to just like say crazy things that don't feel right, but it's just a very, I don't know, it feels warm, it feels comforting, it feels right. I love this book. I hope that made sense. In a similar manner, this is a book of Pagan Prayer. Let me zoom in real quick. Holy shit. I found this at my used bookstore, which is surprising. This is so cool. This was listed for $5, $4.95, and it's by, I think this is an Irish name. I don't know if you can read that. I don't know how to say it. That looks Irish. I don't know if I can say that. I'm so sorry. I will put it in the description box if you wanna, if I can find it. I've literally, actually I don't think this is that old. It looks very Bible-y. So in my head it seemed old, but I think publication date was like, let's see, 2002. So not really old at all, but I love this. I really, really love this. I immediately felt called to it, and it is a lot more formal. I haven't really got into it yet. It talks about just like praying as a pagan, and then it just gives you how to like construct your own, how to work with your deities, household prayers like for your family, for different times of the day, for the moon, for the year. Tons of different prayers just like throughout. And I don't know, I just felt very called to this. I don't know if it was like being raised Christian, like formal books like this feel validating to my, you know, pagan religion, but I just felt very connected to this. So this was really exciting. I don't really know where they sell this, so I will try to find, all these books will be in the description so that you guys can grab any if you're wanting to get some, or, you know, just bookmark it and keep an eye out for it at your local bookstore or whatever. This next one also found at my local bookstore for $6, and this is just yoga for beginners, super basic. Honestly, I flipped through it. I've been getting more into yoga in my daily practices, and I've honestly just been using it as like a reference guide if I do something and I'm like, hoo, did I make that up? Oh, was that safe? Or is this like a yoga pose that I'm keeping in my subconscious? I haven't read it yet because it does have a fair portion. Up until page 40, it's like a bunch of information about yoga, breathing and whatnot. I don't really know. It goes through basics, practice, essential poses, sequences, nutrition, meditation, and then like making yoga for you. So I haven't read this yet, but I have used it more as like a reference book. I'm very excited to get more into it, but yeah. I wanna get yoga certified. I wanna be a yoga teacher someday. I think that'd be a really fun, just like side thing to do. I just like yoga a lot, but we'll get there someday. And the last book, this is Cassandra Eason's Healing Crystals. And Cassandra Eason, what did she write? Let me see. I think she wrote my aura book. Yeah, she wrote the little bit of auras. Yeah, and I have a couple other books by her. I recognized her name. And so basically what I'm doing right now is I am creating a spreadsheet on Excel of all my crystals that I have and taking pictures of them and identifying them, because so often I get crystals in my box, or I pick some up at the store, or they come in like lotions or something, and if I'm not super familiar with the crystal, I just forget what it is, or I'm unsure. I think it's like, you know, fluorite, but I don't know, whatever. And so I'm hoping that this will work as kind of an encyclopedia for crystals and like allow me to better identify them, the ones that I have, while I'm making the spreadsheet. And I got this again at my local bookstore and it was only $5. So that was super nice. I highly recommend going to used bookstores. So yeah, I was really excited about that. And I actually really haven't got into this too much, just because I've just started doing that Excel sheet, and I started with my amethyst, and I just feel very confident with identifying amethyst. I know which ones are amethyst, but once I get into like a lot of the blues and the greens, I just feel like it can go anywhere. And so, you know, and it'll be nice too, because when I'm doing future rituals and whatnot, I can just like reference it and be like, okay, I know I have serpentine like here, and I have pictures. I'm really kind of nerding and geeking out about on my spreadsheet. Like I have a section for like its diameter and its size and a picture of it, and it's been pretty crazy. So, all right, that's all the books I got. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm really sorry if I was just kind of like all over the place. I'm feeling really sleepy. If you guys maybe have been keeping up, I graduated yesterday from college, which is so surreal and fun, but it was an absolutely hectic weekend and I am just very sleepy, but I still wanted to hang out with you guys and make a video, keep up on my schedule. If you stayed this long, thank you guys so much. I love you all so much, and I hope you're doing awesome. Let me know in the comments how you're doing. Give me a little flower emoji if you stayed this long. I can give a little wink back at you. And cool, that's all for me today. I will see you guys in my next video.